Hello again. Welcome back. This is the Subaru Impreza WRX that is getting converted into a stage rally car. And because of this, I need to put a turbo restrictor onto the turbo. What an absolute nightmare. It has been a real pain. In fact, it's going to be quite boring because I'm fighting with bolts. I'm painting some wheels, I'm doing some bits and pieces. But if you're putting a restrictor on your Impreza, it's probably worth watching. Yeah, that was my warning, because I don't know how much you can take of broken bolts. Right, or rusty bolts that are seized on. If you are watching, enjoy it, and see you next time. I'm on the back brakes now, not back brakes, the back wheel studs. I want to get these in, but there's just not enough room. You can't get it back enough. I think I'll struggle to get the smaller ones out, let alone try and get these in. So I think it's a hub off job to get these done, which isn't a problem, but there's a chance it's going to pull the bearings out. So that's the end of the drive shaft. Yeah, I would like the longer studs in it, but it's, I don't know. I think I'll leave it for now and then carry on with the other bits and pieces, and then come back to this if I've got time. They're alright from a distance. There's quite a bit of green on them still, but they'll be covered in mud soon. I'm worried they're going to be too small and it's going to drop the car height. I need height for the, it's quite rough where we're going. We'll find out when we start using it. I'm trying to get this bit off so I can get access to, that's the bit that goes onto the front of the turbo where the restrictor needs to go. But I can't believe how many pipes and tubes and everything there is. I've taken the intercooler off. I think I'm going to have to take the inlet manifold off. I'm so worried that there's so many pipes that it's so hard to see them. I didn't even know they were there. I'm trying to get this out, but it's not going because it's got another pipe on it. And I'm more concerned about when I put it back together again, about missing a pipe or not putting a clip on properly. And they've all got all these spring clips which are getting a bit rusty. So I think to make things easier, I'm going to take the inlet manifold off. I've ordered some new gaskets. Yeah, it's just getting deeper than I wanted to get. And then after that, the scrutineer's got to be able to check it. So I'm not going to want to strip it down this far to take it to his house, so I'll have to try and get him to come here to measure it, to make sure it's all compliant and sealed whilst it's all apart. Right, I think I'll bite the bullet and just take the inlet manifold off. It'll make life, I mean, I'm not looking forward to doing it, but it'll make life a lot easier. I'm sort of thinking now it might be easier to take the turbo off, but I'm still going to have problems getting to the pipe at the front. But not as much as I am getting that there's a pipe halfway down here that goes that way, and it's so hard to get to the clip. I'm really reluctant to take the inlet manifold off. I've just been on doing all this and nothing's coming away. It's all, there's loads of wiring. I don't really want to get involved with that. Now if I took the turbo off, I could get to all the pipes that I've taken off this pipe and put them all back together again. I can get the restrictor in and I can get the scrutineer to seal it whilst it's off the car, because he'll know that the seal can't come off. I might have a look into what's involved getting the turbo off. I take it there's an up pipe and a down pipe that need disconnecting. I'm going to Google it and see. Right, it's early morning. I've got a fresh approach to the car. I've been watching YouTube videos. I don't know if I can point this out, but the problem I'm having is this clip here. And I've watched the videos on YouTube and people go from this side, unclip it and pull it off. Piece of cake, then this will come out. Trouble is my clip's on the other side, so it must have been on before the inlet manifold came off. So I've got to try, it's so hard to get to it. I'm going to try and spin it around, see if I can get the clip this side to open it, and then I can get this off, and then I can see if I can get to the, you can just about see it there, is where the restrictor needs to go. I'm still going to have to drill it to secure it, so I might have to take the turbo off yet, but I don't want if I don't have to, and I really don't want to take the inlet manifold off because there's so many pipes and wires that go everywhere. Right, let's try and get this clip out. That is so much better now. Now I've just got to get the pliers in there and try and prise the pipe off. I don't know what I'm going to do about getting it back on again. We'll worry about that later. What an absolute nightmare that was. But we got there. It was that. It was just awkward. Right, now I'm going to get the restrictor, see if it'll fit in the hole. If it doesn't, I have to take it off and machine it. That's a 32mm restrictor. So what I have to do is drill, see if it fits in, and then drill a hole in the outer casing of the turbo and tap it so a bolt can go through and secure it in place. And then it's got to have a hole in the bolt so we can put a seal on it. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I could probably get a tap in there somehow. Right, is that going to fit? Don't know if I can do it one-handed. I think that is going to go. I think it's going to be very, very tight. Right, I think what I need to do is clean this up a bit. Get the old sealant off it. Yeah, this isn't good news. That's 43 diameter. And that is about 41 from what I can measure with them. So I need to machine that down a bit. So, turbo off job. Right, there's not really much left in the engine soon. Well, it's got to be done. Let's get it off. That doesn't look so scary now. Now I've taken the heat shield off. That might have been the way to go from the start, because I could have just disconnected the pipe from the front. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about things I could have, should have, or would have done. I presume that's going to stay on, is it? That's oil feed, so that bracket comes off. That's the up pipe and the down pipe. Is that the down pipe? There. I think I'll just take bits off. Yeah, apparently it's got water cooling. It might be that one. Right, off it comes hopefully. Yeah, don't know what I'm going to do about that bolt. It's just been eaten away. So I could probably Dremel that and get to it, but that one's really hard to get to. Alright, putting up a fight this car. Right, I'm under the car trying to get the down pipe off, but that bolt, that nut, doesn't look too bad, but there's no way. It's just spinning. It's not spinning, the socket's not gripping on it. So I'm thinking of getting the Dremel out and just see if I can cut the side of the bolt off and break it off. That's the last one holding this on. So once I get this on off, I can get to this bolt, which I presume is going to be as bad or worse. And I know these ones are, but I might have to just Dremel them out. So I'll give it a go. Well, that wasn't easy. I got it from underneath. There was had to Dremel some of the bolts out. So now I'm going to get that one. There's one here, and there's one that side as well. I'm not holding much hope out for that one. Right, these two I hopefully can get from above. That's two of them off. Yeah, that one. I'll have to change that stud. I can't even get to that one. I think I might slice that first with a Dremel before I go in with the banging a socket onto it. Definitely not pretty. So, yeah, that just wasn't coming out, that one. I chopped like 3/4 of the nut off and it still wouldn't come off. Alright. Yeah, I don't reckon my chance is too high on that one. Yeah, not a chance. There's supposed to be 14mm, but nowhere near it. But I don't think I can get anything in there. There's no room for a Dremel or anything. I might try going from underneath. Right, it's another day. It's still really cold and forecast rain, so it doesn't look too bad at the moment. This is the last bolt that I've got to get off, and it's doom maiden. Everything else is free, so I can't get the original bit I was using on the Dremel. It was like a grinding disc, but a small one. So now the idea is I've gone to a, I think that's an engraving bit. I'm not sure what that will do, if it will work on the bolt. I think if I can get a little bit out the side here, enough to get a chisel onto. I'm at a funny angle to try and chisel it out. If that will grind through the bolt, then that'll be brilliant. Once I get that loose, I've got these bolt extractors that seem to work really well. But I've tried on that. I put some loads of force into it to get it off, but it's just so tight. It's just what fused itself together. Right, Sunday morning, neighbours, young kids and all that, but it's windy, so it helped die the noise down. Both those Dremel, I tried that Dremel bit, and it lasted about a minute. So I put like a grinding stone on it, and that lasted less. So this is much more compact than the Dremel. So I can get to the side of the bolt. So I should be able to take enough of a weight to weaken it. I've ordered new studs. Obviously that one needs replacing. I think the other two are all right. Well, so far, but if it breaks, if I damage the stud, it's not the end of the world. I've got another one. I've got new gaskets coming as well, and the rest of the bolts. Right, let's get the compressor fired up. Right, I've gone right through the bolt one side, and I'm attacking it from the other side now. I've got these clamp things. They're brilliant. They get such a good grip on it, but it just won't budge. It won't budge at all. You're really putting a lot of effort in. It will not turn. So I'm going to get the other side, cut through the other side, and then chisel it off if I can get a chisel in there. The stud's gone. It's totally knackered. I'm past caring now. I just want it off. I'm sick of it. It's I've never had so much hassle and gone to so much work to reduce the power. But it's got to be done, and yesterday all I wanted to do was get this up and running and finished, and I've still got another day on it yet. Now I know I've got to machine the turbo inlet, but whinging about it's not going to get it done, so let's get on with it. Unbelievable. Well, I'd allowed the day to get that off, and it's taken about an hour. The die grinder's been brilliant, really good, and it's small enough to fit in there, whereas the Dremel wouldn't. The Dremel could get the other ones. Right, I'm going to give it a hoover before I take anything off, and then pull it off, and I've got to look into machining the inlet. Apparently there's an oil drain that just pops off. I think that's it underneath. I'll find out more now. Apparently just pull it up and off it comes. What a mission that was. I was getting fed up with it in the end, but I'm glad it's out. Now, this is a restrictor a friend gave me. It's 32mm because it's over 2 litre. So I'm guessing, going by the holes that are originally in it, this has to go down quite far. So just off the turbine blades. And as you can see, it's tapered. It starts wider and goes narrower as it goes in. So this just about fits in there, but this needs to be machined out. So that will slide in, and then I need to drill some holes through here and tap them. So the bolt can go into one of these recesses to stop the restrictor from coming out. But the bolt also has to have a hole in it, so I can put the turbo seal on it. so I won't be able to take it out without taking the turbo seal off. This now is wider than that. So, oh God, I hope I don't have a problem with getting the pipe, the inlet pipe on, because that was an absolute nightmare. Right, we won't worry about that for now. I'm sure there's always ways of getting over these things. It's just really awkward to get to. Mind, it's out now, so I can sort something out. Right, it might fit. Anyway, right, I'm guessing there's a huge circlip that runs round. I'm guessing I'll take that off. I'll give that a couple of taps. That plonks off, and then it's good to go. I'm sure that's not going to happen, but I'm going to Google it again just to make sure that's what I need. I don't want to get involved with taking it all apart and doing all that. If I can just get this front housing off, as long as I can get to the what's it called? The spring clip, which is there. The circlip, huge, and I've got some good big circlip pliers. So I'm gonna have a quick Google, cup of coffee, warm up a bit because it's freezing out there. And when you're doing the die grinder, the cold air is just blowing all over your hands. I'm so pleased it's out. It looks, there's no play in it. It looks in good condition. It's only done 58,000 miles, I think, and that's in Jersey, 40 miles an hour. So hopefully it's okay. Once I get this off, I'll be able to have a bit of look at the blades, see if they've got any damage to them. Right, coffee, Google, circlip pliers. Well, I've had to modify my circlip pliers a bit because, well, these ones didn't last very long. They're really hard, these snap rings. It's actually come out at the back, which just makes it incredibly hard to squeeze at the front now. It's under more tension. So I've ground these down to make them more similar to the hole size on the circlip, but it's I know I've done these before, and if you keep trying and not doing it, you end up wearing out the holes, and it makes it really difficult to get them out then. So I'm going to see if I can borrow a decent pair of circlip pliers. The ones at 90 degrees are probably better, but I could do with some with a bit more leverage on them. So rather than carry on and do some damage, I think I'll see if I can get hold of any bits. Well, we've got the circlip out, which was a task. I tried using these to start with, but that just didn't last very long. So what I had to do was grind down the ends of these because they were too thin at the end. But I couldn't get enough leverage on them. So I ended up putting 2 drill bits in the holes, which were just fitted in the holes, and then using the mole grips to pull the 2 drill bits together. And I had to put a cable tie, snap now, but that was on the top of the drill bits to stop them from spreading out. So that's got that. What I normally find is if you use circlip pliers and you haven't got the right size ends, if you don't get them the first couple of goes, it starts ruining the holes. They're not circular anymore, and you have a real job then. And that was stiff, that was hard to get it off. So, right, just got to tap this now, and it should pop off, I hope. I'll put some more spray around it, leave it soak for a bit, and then try that. I thought I'd try the restrictor on the inlay pipe, and that works fine, so we're good with that. Yeah, still letting that soak. Well, I've got the, once circuit came out, I got my wooden hammer, needs must, I didn't want to hit it with a metal one, and it just popped off, it came off quite easily. So this, to me, all looks fine, there's no play in it at all. Yeah, it all looks all right. So now I can clean this up, and I presume the restrictor wants to end, there's like a little line in there. You can see better from the other side where there's like a step. So I need to get this machined out to that line. And that means it will be, oh, maybe a bit further. Yeah, maybe I'll go down to, because I've got to have enough room to get the screws in there. I might have a research, but there's not much on the internet about how far in the restrictors need to go. I'm presuming it's as close as possible, so you've not got steps for the air to go get restricted and then expand. I presume if it goes all the way down, so it's just missing, but I've got to be careful because this sticks up higher than the, I should have marked it, the height of these. I can work it out, I can measure it. I'll put my sliding calipers again. Yeah. So, unorthodox way with the hammer and the mole grips and the drill bits, but it's got it done. It's done the job, and it saves waiting. It's Sunday now. I couldn't take it anywhere and get anyone to do it. So I need to. I was even thinking about using a router to machine the aluminium. I can get a blade with a bearing on the top that will cut straight down, so I can set it up so the bearing rubs. Yeah, if it rubs right across the top edge, that'll be the right depth. But I'm not going to get the router in because that's up higher. My friend's got a milling machine. I could try that. I suppose if you're good, you could probably just get it up to the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect because I can put sealant around it or can glue it in or whatever. Maybe not. My biggest nightmare would be for someone to want to measure it after it's gone in, because that would be a hell of a job. Right, let's look into different ways of making that hole bigger. I've just popped it back in, and yeah, that'll be fine. If I go down to that line that's already on it, that'll be plenty of room. And I did notice as well that there's a little hole on the outside and a little pin on here. So at least that way, you know it's going to be in the right orientation. It goes back in, because some you can rotate. Thanks for watching if you've made it this far. Sorry it's been all a bit sort of taken over and not a lot really happening on the car. I think what I'll do is get this in a lathe, get the jawls round here, and then machine that out until that fits. I think that's going to be the easiest way of doing it. So I've got a friend of the lathe, I'll see if I can borrow it. Right, thanks for watching, see you next time. Hopefully it'll all be in and on.